Prices are rising so fast now. The owner of the station near my house doesn't even come down from the ladder anymore. He's just up there all the time. Got like a treehouse. He just lives up there with numbers.
Jay Leno is best known as the host of television's Emmy Award-winning The Tonight Show. He has had the everyday man appeal only a handful of celebrities and entertainers ever achieve. Leno has been called the nicest and hardest working man in show business. He found out early that he could make people laugh.
I don't know if I ever said, you know, I have the gift and then the heavens opened. It wasn't anything like that. I was always a hyper kid, and I can always remember in school being scolded for doing things and then seeing the teachers go, now stop that. I must have done something funny. I have to repeat that in another class, you know. So I had always sort of make mental notes of those things.
He was told he had a face that would scare children. But Leno was not going to let that or anything else get in the way of pursuing his dream, getting into showbiz. So he made his looks work for him and also overcame dyslexia, proving to people that talent and drive prevails. Yet he always remained modest.
Yes, like many people, of course, the massive childhood diseases, the polio. No, I didn't really overcome. I was born with good parents in a middle-class family, so there wasn't a lot to overcome, really, not compared to other people, you know.
Leno grew up in Massachusetts. His mother was Scottish and his father was Italian. Leno's father was a jokester, but his mother never really understood what her son wanted to do with his life.
I actually heard my mom explaining what I do to my Aunt Nettie, who was from Scotland, and she said, well, Jay has a little skit, and he goes from town to town performing it. I go, Ma, I don't, like, you know, like put on a hat with bells on it.
When Leno got the job on The Tonight Show in 1992, he says his mother didn't want him to get a big head.
I mean, that's why to this day it says The Tonight Show with Jay Leno, not starring Jay Leno. Because my mother said, oh, starring, oh, Mr. Big Shot, starring. I go, all right, Ma, I'll make it with Jay Leno. Well, that sounds better. You're not such a show. Yeah.
In addition to his 15 years on The Tonight Show, his personal highlights include receiving a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
My Hollywood star is where I got arrested. I just thought that was kind of fun.
Many know that Leno's passion outside the show is collecting cars. Leno has the kind of toys all men dream of.
Well, since I was a kid, anything that rolls and explodes and makes noise always seemed to have a fascination for me.
How many cars do you actually have now?
Oh, you sound like my wife. Well, there's about 80-something. It gets a little silly. Yeah. Well, how many shoes do you have?
Oh,
I rest my case.
Besides collecting cars and performing, Leno has also taken up a new hobby, writing children's books. Titles include If Roast Beef Could Fly and How to Be the Funniest Kid in the Whole Wide World. All the money from his books go to children's charities.
If I get bad reviews, I can go, I gave it to charity. And if I get good reviews, I can go, well, I gave it to charity. And they got pretty good reviews, actually.
He did receive good reviews, and both books landed at the top of the New York Times bestseller list. Leno says a couple more books will probably be in the works.
They're easy, they're fun, especially the kid joke book ones, because they're all like the stupid jokes that we would never do on The Tonight Show that just seem silly and juvenile. You put them in the kids' books, and kids seem to think they're funny. So.
Audiences have seen many entertainers come and go, but Leno has had a successful career spanning over 30 years.
You know, I'm lucky to get this far. You know, it's a young man's game. I'm still in it. Hey, fine with me. I couldn't be more thrilled.
In 2009, Leno will retire from Tonight Show, handing the show over to Conan O'Brien. But what's next for this multi-talented star?
A modern interpretive dance. I think expressing myself through movement.
In Burbank, I'm Alana Youngheim.